So everyone, I just picked up a used Tesla Model 3, and there are three big reasons as to why I went this route, and in this video I wanted to share that with you because you could end up saving a lot of money and get the same amount, if not more value, by going with a used Tesla Model 3, or any Tesla for that matter. So without further ado, let's talk about why I went with a used Model 3. Let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about reason number one, and that has to be overall availability of these Tesla Model 3s. So if you go to Tesla's website right now, and I am US based in the Northeast, if I were to order just the entry-level Model 3, it does say estimated delivery date of December 2022, which is the month that we're in right now, but a lot of people are saying that they'll say that, you put the non-refundable deposit down, and then Tesla, every 2 to 4 weeks will tell you like, hey, we're gonna push it a little bit further, hey, we're gonna push it a little bit further. So the realistic time frame is around 2 to 3 months for a new entry-level Model 3. But if you want to get the long-range Model 3, those aren't even available to purchase directly from Tesla right now, at least not the new 2022 and 2023 Model 3s. The only availability that you have is the entry-level and then the performance model, which again, if you're looking for an extended range or a long range Model 3, right now the only option is to go use, and the Tesla that I wanted, I needed it to be a long range model. I wanted that 300 to 320 miles of range on a single charge for road trips and other activities, and just to avoid any range anxiety or battery anxiety when using this car. And to continue on with the used availability, there are multiple ways to go about finding a used Model 3 or any used Tesla for that matter, right? You can go to third-party dealerships, you can go find somebody that's just selling it themselves on AutoTrader, and even now Tesla put used Model 3s on their own website at the time of this recording, which is about early December of 2022, so you do have the ability to buy a used Model 3 directly from Tesla if that is the route that you want to go with. So now let's talk about the actual pricing, and that's the category number 2 and probably the most important category for most people looking to get a Model 3 or any Tesla. So right now, if you go to Tesla's website and you build out your own custom Tesla, the entry-level one, and first off, whenever you go and build out a Tesla on Tesla's website, ignore the potential saving price category and look at the actual purchase price, because the potential price has a lot of factors in and a lot of variables, but just so you know, the purchase price is the money that's coming out of your pocket the day that you purchase a Tesla. So right now, an entry-level Model 3 with no added upgrades, nothing at all, a normal range model, which is about 220 miles of range, that thing's gonna cost you $47,000 in the US. And then if you wanna get a performance model, that's about $62,000, $63,000, and you don't even have the ability, like I mentioned earlier, to get that long range model to get you that 300 to 320 miles of range. So pricing of a Model 3 is relatively expensive nowadays, especially if you compare it to last year, which was selling at about $36,000 for a brand new Model 3, which was the price that Tesla wanted to have their Model 3 on. But with inventory and supply chain shortages and obviously gas prices hiking up, bringing the actual demand of electric cars even higher because people don't want to pay gas prices, Tesla took that opportunity to increase their pricing, and they're still selling their cars at that purchase price. So now let's go over and talk about what a used Model 3 is going to cost you. So there's a lot of variables that go into the Model 3, right? The year of the Model 3, how many miles it has, if there's any dings on it, or how brand new it looks versus, how used it looks, and obviously the different types of Teslas that are out there. So just to go with my example, the Tesla that I got was a used 2018 Model 3 with about 36,000 miles on it already, and it was sold to me for $38,500. So right there, even though it is about a 4-year-old car, it still has the same exact form factor, it still looks exactly the same. Like, you could not tell the difference between a 2016 and a 2022 Model 3 if they were side by side next to each other. So by going the used route, immediately I'm saving about $8,500 compared to a brand new one. Yes, it has 36,000 miles, but these Teslas, they're not like gas and internal combustion engine cars where there's a lot more maintenance that's involved. So 36,000 miles on a gas car is more like 72,000 miles, I would say, on an electric car. So just to show you what else I saved on, so not only did I get a much cheaper Model 3, but I also got the long range model. So I do get that 310 to 320 miles on a full charge, which is gonna be great for a road trip coming up. So definitely stay subscribed, because we're doing about a 2,500 mile road trip, round trip with the Model 3, and it's gonna be myself, my wife, and a 1-year-old. So if you guys wanna see what that's like and if it's even doable, how possible it is, or how easy it is, let me know in the comments down below, because we will be doing a video like that. But not only did I get the long range model of the Model 3, I also have the upgraded rims. So I do have 20-inch sport wheels and sport rims, which on Tesla's website alone is a $1,500 upgrade. So right then and there, I'm saving about $10,000 to $12,000, if not more so, because I do have the long range edition. And also, like I said, to go back to the availability section, I got my Model 3 literally within a single day. And then also the big cherry on top, which is basically the whole dessert, is that with Tesla, as of right now, you're not allowed to trade in for the purchase of a Tesla. You used to be able to even trade in a lease to help with equity and down payment on a Tesla, but right now you cannot do that. So not only did I get a cheaper Model 3 with a long range edition with better upgrades, better wheels, better tires, but I was able to trade in my previous car to help with a down payment on this Model 3, which again cuts that price immensely. So those are the first two reasons, which are the overall availability, because you can get them pretty much right away if you do get a used one that you do like and fits all those boxes. And number two, you just have a lot more flexibility and variability with the pricing, right? Because you have all the stuff that's already predetermined in that Tesla. You can trade in your current car to put more equity down, and you just get more bang for your buck overall. And then reason number three are just the overall upgrades that the previous owner already got installed on this Model 3. And obviously this varies based on which Model 3 you find, how old it is, how the previous owner treated the car, and any upgrades that that owner did. So each Tesla is going to be different in this fact. But for mine specifically, there were a couple upgrades that add up to a few $1,000s that the previous owner actually put into the Model 3. So the first one that I noticed is that the previous owner added the all-weather mats in not only the inside of the car, but the trunk and the front itself. And these range from anywhere from $200 for a cheaper version all the way up to $1,500 depending on which mat brand and company you go with. But I don't have to worry about that, whereas a brand new Model 3 owner would immediately have to go out and spend even more money to get that all protected. The second thing that was actually added on there was a PPF wrap. So this is actually something that a lot of people do to their Teslas pretty much the day that they get it. It's to protect the paint from chips and other like bugs and things like that that get smashed up on the front of the car, because Teslas obviously don't have grills because they don't have engines to cool down. So the front of it does attract a lot of bugs and like little kick up of rocks, especially if you're on the highway. So this previous owner wrapped the entire Tesla in a clear, translucent kind of protective film, which could be anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 depending on where you go to get this done. And obviously you can wrap it in a different color if you want to, but this one was wrapped in a clear version of it, which I'm all for because it keeps that white pristine and it protects the Tesla from any other damage that would occur when driving it. And then I do have a miscellaneous category that I do want to touch on, and that's some of the things that you're grandfathered into by getting an older Tesla. Believe it or not, if you got a used Tesla from like 2014, 2015, 2016, when the supercharging was free, you're grandfathered into that situation. So some of the things that I got grandfathered in because I do have a 2018 Tesla is, first off, I never have to pay for the data cellular connectivity of the actual Tesla Model 3 because that came pre-installed and ready to go on all the 2018 and 2019 Teslas. So now if you buy a brand new Tesla, a 2022 or 2023 Tesla from Tesla, you have to pay, I believe it's $15 a month or $100 a year for internet connectivity, which isn't a ton, obviously, to begin with, but it's something that I don't have to worry about. Some other things that I noticed that were removed from newer ones were in the front, you do have bag hooks versus in the new ones, you do not have that anymore. Another thing which was cool, which I noticed actually when it rained and it was cold the other day, was that from the 2020 Tesla Model 3s and below, Tesla actually had a sunroof that I would consider kind of like a mood roof. So if you guys know mood rings, they kind of change based on the temperature of your skin and things like that. They go from like red to orange to purple to blue. So basically my roof does that. So if you guys can see in this picture that I took, my roof, it was about a 40-degree day and it was raining. So my roof turned this like orangish, like reddish hue, which on the outside looks amazing, but then on the inside, you don't even notice it. So it's not like it's a weird situation at all. I really like that feature about this Tesla, but the new Model 3s do not have that. Now that's a feature that you either like or you don't like, but I personally do like that. And then two last things that I want to mention in this miscellaneous category. Number one is that you still get factory warranty from Tesla, and you do have the two different tiers. So you have the actual basic warranty, which covers pretty much anything that happens to the Tesla for the first 50,000 miles. And then you have the powertrain warranty, which is up to 100,000 miles. So basically anything that happens to the battery will be taken care of directly from Tesla. So that is still comes and you're grandfathered into that situation no matter what the Tesla is and no matter what year it comes in. But I will say if you buy the used model directly from Tesla, they add an additional 10,000 miles of that basic warranty. I didn't get it from Tesla, I got it from another dealer, but again, that is one perk that you get from getting a used car directly from Tesla. And then the last thing I want to touch on is the user experience with the app. I was a little bit worried of maybe having a broken user experience when getting a used car because that car belonged to somebody else before, so people's, the previous owner's name was in the dashboard, in the system, having to get the app installed and ready to go and usable was a little bit of a different situation, but it all happened very quickly. I pretty much deleted all the names from the system inside the car UI, so that is fully gone and away with, and then the user experience for the app was a lot simpler than I thought. Tesla on their website says it takes about 3 to 5 days to pass over ownership. For me, it was literally done in 20 minutes. All I had to do was put my name in there, picture of my photo ID, picture of the registration, and within 20 minutes, Tesla gave me full access to the application. And then after that, you have full access to control your Tesla via the Tesla app, which is something that's great. And then also, my personal Tesla came with both of those Tesla keys. Your mileage may vary, excuse the pun there, depending on what the previous owner did, whether they turned in 1, 2, or no keys at all. But I did get both of my keys, and now I have access to the Tesla app in full. So those are my three plus reasons why I went with a used Tesla, right? It's the overall availability and being able to get it whenever you want, pretty much for the most part. The pricing that you get with these used Teslas, again, Teslas are pretty much computers on wheels, so they get those software updates. And from a software standpoint, you're not missing anything, if at all, compared to a 2023 model. From a hardware standpoint, there's a little bit of nuance and a couple of differences from a 2018 to a 2023, but nothing to write home about. And then, of course, that third reason was that any previous upgrades that were done to the car by the previous owner is now an upgrade that you have on your car as the new owner of that Tesla. But that is going to do it for this video, everybody. If you did make it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know that you made it to the end. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about some Tesla content coming forward, because since I did get a Tesla, I do want to create some content surrounding that Tesla because I just think it's fun and I'm like giddy about it for the first time in a while with a tech product. We'll still be doing some tech videos alongside of this because the Tesla is a tech vehicle. I wanted to bring it into this channel. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about some Tesla content moving forward, because I have some fun videos lined up. But that's going to do it, everybody. I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here. Peace. Catch you guys on the road.